Good morning. It is Friday, I believe. Yesterday I drove 16 hours from Kentucky to home, so that was fun. Gosh, I've never driven that long before. Oh, I'm being watched by a cat. Interesting. We had a good time. We went to go see the Ark, which was interesting. My wallet was open the entire time, so I lost about $150 in cash. But, somebody else needed it because it was never turned in. And it is what it is. It's fine. Um, we also went to the Creation Museum, so my son knows how children and babies are made. And so that's interesting. He is already aware of how, a life it starts at conception. God, it's too early in the morning. I'm pretty sure that's the right word I'm using. Like, I'm already zoning out looking at my neighbor's blue house. Usually it's a lot darker than this, but they haven't repainted it in a while, so it's usually like a haint blue. So, I don't know if they're worried about that kind of stuff. Let's see. We met some interesting people, saw some really interesting things. I didn't realize, like, there's this one part of the Creation Museum, then it's like, I don't remember what it was called, man. Something about learning who you are. I keep getting distracted because my neighbor I have several neighbors, but the one across the street, they've decided to park their car in the front yard. I'm not sure why. It's not really none of my business why. It just kind of threw me off because, yeah, they've been clearing out a lot of their stuff, so they might be moving. I don't know. I think it's a rent house, you know? I'm not sure. Anywho, it's going to rain today. It's been raining a lot, apparently. It was raining while we were gone. We left on Thursday. No, I lied. On Thursday, I got a root canal. And now I gotta get like the cat thing on it, right? Apparently, I cracked my tooth about maybe a month ago while eating popcorn. And that that clearly caused some issues. Uh, so we've been gone since last week on Friday. Today is Friday. We were actually going to take our time coming back, but things just were happening. One place we stopped, we were camping, and they were like, "Hey, we're flooding. We need y'all to get out of here." Sorry, I didn't mean to hit the mic. It's flooding. Y'all need to bail. And I was like, "Oh, shucks, okay." Um, so we had to get up like super early in the morning. We didn't really get much sleep either because, of our own reasons. It was just a really bad, not a great situation that night. But we had to pack up really quick and bail. And then when we got to our final destination in Kentucky, um, we couldn't check in because we got there at, I think, almost 9 in the morning. So we had to wait, which sucked, but whatever. It was okay though, because we wandered around, we went to the laundromat, then I had to get the truck worked on. So that was fun. So there was money there. I had planned this trip out exceptionally well, in my opinion. And then suddenly everything, I was like, man, what is going on? What in the world, And that's okay. I mean, things like that happen. We still had a really decent time. Um, I thought it was funny. We went to see some things. There was a museum, and listen, the TV I had growing up was a big brown wooden box looking thing. And you had to turn the knobs to, turn so the first knob, you clicked it on, but you didn't want to turn it all the way because, especially in the morning. So you would click it, right? And then you'd have to hold it as low as you possibly could or sound would come out. You didn't want it to be loud because then everybody in the house would know you were awake and they'd come see what you were doing. And the next thing you know, you're not in control of the TV anymore. So you turn it up eerily, slowly, just barely. Watch Arthur or Mr. Rogers or whatever was on PBS because we didn't have those fancy schmancy channels that they have nowadays. What else? And I was like almost a teenager, I think, when I was watching that. Yeah, you can judge because I don't care. I still like Mr. Rogers. I don't care. He was pretty cool. I actually read his biography. That was interesting. It's really interesting when you get a peek into somebody's life that you know. He's still pretty cool. Don't get me wrong. The house at the end of the street's getting worked on. Which is funny because growing up, that house actually was not good. Not good at all. So anyway, on our trip, we just had a lot of mishaps, a lot of issues and things like that. But at the same time, it was a learning experience. It showed me just how much of the world I haven't explored. And I know that my son has yet to even imagine is out there. And going to see all of the evidence that, I already knew about the Glen Rose. I already knew about the dinosaur footprint that was stepping onto the human footprint. I already knew about that. But there's a lot more out there evidence wise that, it's just like, I know in the Bible it talks about there will be proof, but like majority won't believe it or they'll try to prove it wrong or something. I can't remember what it is right now off the top of my head. But it's flat out right there. Like I know that, what was it? Graham? Ken Ham, sorry. Ken Ham, I think. He's the one that in Glen Rose right now, he's trying to build this thing that it will house um, spiders, lizards, snakes, other little things like that are going to be in like this long tubey thing. And he's been working on this for a while, it turns out. I'd known about it for like a year or so, possibly longer. I think we were living in Stephenville when I learned what it was going on because I saw him building it. And at first, it didn't say what it was, and then it did, and I was like, "Oh my goodness!" And we're planning on going actually back to the Glen Rose Creation Museum because I'd like to see how far they've gotten, with that. We're not going this weekend because I'm done driving for a little bit, but yeah, dogs are barking. We had a really good time. I mean, I'm really, and maybe that's why God is having me make the decision that He's having me make. I'm not worried about saying it on here because nobody watches my videos, at least not yet. Goodness, there's a woodpecker in the tree. Speaking of which, so we got home, and I'm really glad you can't hear all the construction. If you can, I'm sorry. I got home and went on the front porch, and out here on there's a whole bunch of wood. Like, just looks like somebody's chewed it off. I'm thinking, what the heck's going on? I still have no idea. Like, it looks like, whenever we use a chainsaw to cut something and it just like chews up a whole bunch of stuff, it throws it on the ground. That's what it looks like. That's the crazy part. I don't think that's what happened though. I didn't see it so last night is when I actually saw it because I took the dog out to go to the bathroom. She didn't go, of course, so the 18 there. She just, I guess, wanted to go outside for a minute. She does that. She's a grumpy old lady. She's the same age as my son, who's 10 now. But yeah, I'm all over the place, and I usually will be in these videos. So don't get too much. Don't get too excited, I guess. But yeah, the trip was fun. We had some mishaps, but again, it was eye opening in a lot of different ways. Excuse me. It really, truly was. And I'm glad that we did it. So thank you for enjoying. I'm just going to try to keep these videos at 10. This one's got to go a little over, not by too much, but oh, there's a dove. But yeah. Thanks for coming to listen to me babble for 10 minutes. Oh, it's a hummingbird. Oh my gosh. Babble and get confused and distracted. Oh, you should have seen me on the trip up there. It was like, oof, there was all kinds of stuff to see. And I was like a dog in the back of the truck going back and forth trying to make sure I don't miss anything. All right. Y'all have a good week. Oh, that's the picture button. That's hilarious.